Hi guys, this is Graham from Geek Ireland, and I know that you really want to listen to Speakin Geek. Who doesn't? But we have to bring you something. We have to bring you this lovely, lovely little ad for our sponsors. Yeah, we've got sponsors. That's right. We're big. We're big adults here now. And now to tell you more about just our fantastic new sponsors is Tom.
I've just signed up and it's great. So much geek-related gear each month. And for $27, you can get great things like t-shirts, figurines, and loads more. So check out our Geek Ireland link to Loot Crate and sign up.
So there it is. You can sign up to Loot Crate, and since we're such giving people here at Geek Ireland, I would like to tell you about our little link to it. It's lootcrate.com/Geek Ireland, and if you've put in the code SAVE3, you can get a nice little discount courtesy of ourselves. Thanks so much for listening, and now you can get to your Speakin Geek. Hi guys, and welcome to Speakin Geek with me, Graham.
Me, Shane.
And me, Anthony.
And sadly, Tom cannot make it, but we'll go on in his spirit. He's not dead or anything, so... God, it'd be terrible.
Triforce of a...
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Of a podcast this evening.
Yeah.
So tonight we'll be talking about... I think we should talk about the live-action Zelda thing that was announced. And Spider-Man, because everyone's talking about Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, you have to talk about some Spider-Man.
Oh, you do. So, guys, what do we think of the fact that Spider-Man is now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
If it's handled right, it could be good. I'm glad it's going to be a new actor and a new Spider-Man and all that kind of stuff. Maybe they'll go the Ultimate route. And I can't remember his name. What's his name in the Ultimate one?
Miles
Miles. Yeah.
Yes.
Be
Black
good
Hispanic.
It'd be good if they use him, I think.
That's funny because Anthony and I were talking off air. Anthony doesn't think that'll ever happen.
Oh, really?
I really would like it to happen. I'd love to see them go that route, but I think from a marketing standpoint, I think it could be good, but it could also be bad because they might have to do a whole origin again to introduce this new character, whereas everyone already knows Peter.
Okay,
yeah. And then we had the bad backlash from the Fantastic Four movie. So who knows what it'd be like.
Is that a little racism coming out there?
No. I just said I'd love to see Miles.
What was the backlash from?
Yeah.
When they changed Johnny Storm.
All I see are flames. I don't see colour. I don't.
The only colour I see is fire.
And Heimdall in Thor, who was like
a minor
tiny character played by an awesome actor, and people were still mad about that. So God knows how they'd react to Spider-Man.
I
thought with Johnny Storm the thing was that he's meant to be Sue's brother.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. No, they are still brothers,
like
brother and sister.
Okay, it's
adopted
half brother or adopted or whatever.
Yeah.
Adopted, I think.
His dad is black. So I think what happened is maybe their fathers were friends, and maybe her father dies, and maybe she gets adopted. Like apparently she has no family because.
Oh, so he's like Flash in this series.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But he was raised by Iris's dad.
Yeah, and Sue is raised by Johnny's dad.
That cock teasing.
We don't know. No, not yet. Not yet. Much to come about how Iris is maybe the worst character in the Arrow Flash universe. Oh yeah. But more on that later. But
Twip, bring it back in. That was me shooting out a web to bring us back to
I suppose who would we? Okay, like if the stars aligned and we did get a Miles Morales and they didn't have to do the origin story, who would you want to play Miles? Yeah, see, it's really difficult.
It'll probably unfortunately end up being Jaden Smith.
Oh my God!
No!
Oh my God! We talked about this before you were even here.
Oh really?
That Jaden Smith is the right age, is big enough, and sadly has some acting skills that he would be the perfect choice. Everyone else wants Donald Glover, but Donald Glover's 31.
He's too old.
He's too old now.
He'd be good. He'd be good in the character.
Yeah, it would be. He'd be amazing.
The actor from Attack the Block.
Oh, Johnny Boyega.
Yeah,
but he is a Marvel. He's part of the Marvel.
He's in the Disney family.
Yeah, he's in the Disney family because he's in Star Wars, so that could work. But again, he's still too old. He's like in his mid-20s.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look young. So it's really sad because I have a horrible feeling we're going to hear like a news at some point going, Jaden Smith has just won the role thanks to his dad.
Oh, I hope not. I hope not. But there's conflicting interests there because Will is Deadshot.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, that doesn't matter. Both families are in comic book franchises. Yeah, actually, that'd be really weird because if Jaden was in as Spider-Man, then that means Jada Pinkett Smith is in Gotham. Will Smith is in Suicide Squad, and then Jaden would be in like Spider-Man. All that's left is Willow.
Are they still doing Suicide Squad though?
They are definitely. Yeah, they are.
Cancelled,
They're looking for a Rick Flag, and apparently, from what Margot Robbie and Will Smith have said, Rick Flag is not a big character. And frankly, I don't care about Rick Flag. Every other member of that team is interesting. I never liked Rick Flag. He was so boring.
Bring in Catman.
Bring in Deathstroke.
No, Catman.
He was a terrible character that should never have existed.
You've obviously never read Secret Six.
No, not the new one.
No, read Secret Six and come back to me.
That's Gail Simone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
New and old Secret Six is Gail Simone.
Really?
Yeah. The biggest tragedy of the New 52, which has been rectified, thankfully.
Is it the biggest problem with
yes.
the New 52?
Go back and read Gail Simone's original Secret Six run. It's amazing.
But which would bring me on to my topic.
Yeah, you're talking
which
about...
you obviously clearly haven't read the first 34 issues of Green Arrow.
Oh, God, I read the first one and it was so bad. When he fought against Duplex or Multiplex, he was fighting a Flash villain, I think.
I can't even remember it.
Yeah.
Like I have been a huge Green Arrow fan for years. I've read all the like old 40s ones. I got the big showcase.
Yeah.
I have pretty much every other issue since he went solo. I have like his first collection, which was only 4 issues that they brought out, which were his first solos. I have all the graphic novels of Green Arrow and Green Lantern. All like I love the character so much. And the last, I suppose it's now
36.
It's now next month is issue 40. So the last 40 months of my life have been hell.
You weren't a fan when he dropped the beard and the mustache. No, it was like
no,
when Metallica cut their hair back in the 90s.
No, they turned the character into like this kind of like
Smallville Oliver Queen.
No, kind of mixed with like a really annoying young bitchy Steve Jobs.
Oh God!
And it was just awful. Like they even had like in the first issues, his company's biggest was a big technology company, and it was Q Corp, and their biggest product was the Q Pad.
Oh, that's
and all this kind of, and it was just like, you know what, I hate you. I hate all of you. But now, luckily, I've only read up to issue 36 because I haven't collected my comics in really long, so I'm about 4 issues behind. But looking at the covers and stuff,
4 months behind.
Yeah, I'm about 4 months behind. I'm trying to arrange my wedding. I'm very busy. So
first world problems.
I'm having a baby. I'm still finding time to read my comics. No
very, very
excuses,
busy.
Shane.
This is a competition that I've clearly lost. I'm fine.
You're too young. You'll be there soon. Anyway, but I've only read 2 issues, which were 35 and 36, which were new writers and artists, and they brought in Diggle's character a couple of issues ago, and then kind of wrote it in that apparently he was there like 5 years ago when Green Arrow started being Green Arrow, and then they brought in Felicity as well. So there's Felicity Smokes come in, and there was these 2 terrible sidekicks that had been working with him.
Yeah, they were horrible.
He had 2 terrible sidekicks for the first, I'd say, half of the run, and then it changed over to they killed one of them off.
And then they hired some Chinese delivery boy.
Yeah, it was really weird. He was just like this awesome
stalker.
Hacker. Yeah, he was this like awesome hacker who used to work for Queen Industries, and then they fired him because he was a stalker or something.
Of the other sidekick.
Yeah, of the other sidekick, and
the one that's dead, or
and then,
no, the one. That's
no,
dead.
and then they hooked up, and then they got injured. And the funny thing is, like reading them, I don't even remember them getting injured. They just kind of started in issue 35 and going, yeah, they're not here anymore. It's just you and me, Oliver. And it was like him and Diggle, and then they got cyber attacked by somebody. Then it wasn't. At the very end, the big reveal was it was Felicity Smoke.
Is he calling him Diggs yet?
Yeah, kind of. Like, they're really good pals.
Have they made a joke yet where he's like said, "You dig"?
Oh God,
no.
leave this to me, Oliver. You dig.
But they also did. I haven't read any Superman, or I haven't read a lot of Batman or any of that kind of stuff. But in one of the issues appeared Lex Luthor and Bruce Wayne working together to try and help Queen Industries, because he's trying to do this big charity thing with company and all this kind of stuff. And it's just it was a really nice way to present them teamed up. They were awesome together in it because they were both like, we're two of the most intelligent, richest men in the world. You need us.
Yeah.
And he's just being like, no, I don't need you. I want to do it all. Like, and because Green Arrow, Oliver Queen has always been all the way through the whole series from the beginning since he started. Well, no, sorry, after the cheesy kind of 40s, 50s stuff started. Once they ended that kind of golden age, once he got into kind of silver age and then into modern age, they turned him into, he's a very like left wing, kind of green guy, hates big corporations, even though he's rich and all this kind of stuff. And he hates the man and he's the rebel. But then he was also always kind of the conscience of the Justice League and the teams and stuff like that. He was always kind of like, what about the little guy? And then they did it really well in Justice League Unlimited, which is what first got me into reading Green Arrow.
He got robbed from the rich.
He was the opening. He was actually the opening episode of Unlimited, where Jon Stewart went to go to recruit him, and I loved that. Yeah.
But there's like a moment in the Justice League series where it's like him, Black Canary, Question, and Huntress team up, and they're brilliant. It's such a good episode, and it just kind of explains them kind of turning to like Superman and like Batman and Martian Manhunter and all the original 7, and just being like, people are still being mugged on the streets. Gangsters are still like putting like women into slavery, and like there's still like coyotes bringing people up from Mexico, and half of them are dying with their stomachs full of drugs. He's just like, you go save the galaxy, we're going to look after the people,
the world.
And it's just like, he's kind of sticks it to Superman a little bit, and it works. Like, it's really good, and that's who Green Arrow is. But in the new 52, the first like 34. Now there was a run there of about 10 issues where it really got a lot better.
I think that was Jeff Lemire.
Were changed and stuff like. But they just had, it was the first, I'd say 25 issues were just, they weren't even just like, the art was okay, and the overall story arcs weren't great, but the individual, like the dialogue was just terrible.
Yeah, it was awful.
I often heard it's one of the worst.
Bad.
It is. It was one of the first 52 launches.
It suffered so.
And it's so
awfully.
sad because Green Arrow lasted a lot longer than a lot of better series. Like, I loved Blue Beetle, and it went for half the time, and then got cancelled.
Oh,
Animal Man went,
yeah.
but Animal Man I think ended on its own terms, so I think that was okay.
Yeah.
And he's still in Justice League Canada. Is that still going?
Yeah, Resurrection Man was brilliant. I read all of Resurrection Man.
That went for like what, 6 issues?
No. It went to I think 20.
Oh, so you got a 0 year.
I have them all.
A 0 issue at least.
Yeah.
Demon Knights was another one.
Demon Knights was
really
amazing.
Good. And I Vampire, which was amazing.
Yes.
And had
didn't Scott Snyder start on that?
No.
Oh, he's American Vampire. Sorry.
Yeah.
I Vampire was really good, but it had a like really rushed ending.
Yeah, it really did. And
definition of like Deus Ex Machina ending.
But I mean, like, Convergence will hopefully make all of that good again, with all the multiverses again coming together.
Doing it again?
They're doing it again. It's called Convergence.
But they're also doing it in Marvel now as well.
Yeah, Secret Wars.
Yeah. That hadn't happened last time, had it? We were talking.
No, I don't know if
the last podcast.
No, actually, no. It's because we've been doing so many interviews that we haven't actually gotten to sit down.
Oh yeah. Before you jump on there, I'm just going to say that the current run of Green Arrow that has finally gotten good, and they've kind of made it a lot closer to the Arrow series, even though there is an Arrow comic, which is so good, but a lot of it is just of it is just like they actually just took scenes from the series and then just put them on the page. The script hasn't changed or anything like that. And then others are kind of like a little bit of like one shots of things that you didn't see happen and all that stuff, but it was written really well. And it seems to be that they've kind of realised, oh, this is better than actual Green Arrow. So now they've kind of brought in a new creative team, who I have the names here, and they deserve the credit because
they do.
I've stuck with it the whole time for like 40 months.
This is a big thing for Shane. Because Shane does not remember creators' names.
No, I'm terrible. I don't know. Well, I took a photo of them because I don't know. So it's
Shane.
Kreisberg, Sokol, Lowski, Samperi, Glampion, and El Taib.
None of them have first names.
No.
None of them have first names?
No, I'm assuming there's just the second names.
That's all the second names.
Very nice.
So they all deserve my credit. I'm definitely going to keep buying Green Arrow if they're behind it. And I hope they stay on it for the next 10 years.
But then, how does everyone feel about how Arrow has been since it came back?
It's been the weakest season.
I've been disappointed.
Yeah.
After such an amazing mid-season finale,
it's come back a bit lackluster. Like, Oliver apparently survived, and his only injury was a slightly swollen spine. Lucky he didn't land on his face.
I didn't like how quickly he came back.
No, he came back.
No.
3 episodes was fine.
Yeah.
To me, but he was still in them.
Yeah, yeah.
He shouldn't have been in them.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I said it to you guys, I wanted him to come back as a bad guy for a little while.
Yeah, you wanted him to get Lazarus Pit crazy.
Go insane, and then just go after them. And Merlin uses him as a kind of bullet to take out anyone that is in his way to keep him from his family.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been great. And then they have to bring him back to his senses. And the way I fan speculated how they would bring him back to his senses is they get Slade to beat the living crap out of him.
Oh, I remember you were saying that.
Yeah, because
be
I think Manu Bennett is still signed to come back for the later part of this season. I don't know how now.
Graham loves Manu Bennett.
I love Manu Bennett. I can't wait to go up to him and ask him, was he really a ballerina?
He was.
If he was, good. Because if I ask him that question...
He may not have been a ballerina.
No, there's a term.
Don't quote it like that. He was trained in ballet.
Yeah, there's a term for males who do ballet.
Ballet dancers?
No. There's actual like a literal gender term for them.
Like the male equivalent of ballerina.
Yeah, basically. And I honestly think it's ballerino. I think it's ballerino.
Because you keep talking, I'm going to Google it.
But I mean, if I'm wrong, if I ask him and he goes, no, I was not a goddamn ballerina, I'm going to blame you, and then he's going to find you, and then we're going to have a whole thing.
He's going to hunt you down.
He'll hunt me down. He'll be like, did you tell Graham Day I was a ballerina? And I was like, no, it said you trained in ballet. It's like, yeah, I did.
Be specific.
Yeah, that is what I said.
Be specific next time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I thought it was very like the ending was really cool of the last episode, but it was very Dark Knight Rises, where there's no context given with how much the time frame with what's going on with Ollie and what's going on in the Starling City.
He got back there very quickly.
It's like Batman crawling out of the pit in
the
Dark Knight
Lazarus
Rises,
pit.
and then showing back up in Gotham, presumably walking to Gotham, the way that Dark Knight Rises was.
I thought it was
presented.
really similar. Even
So it was, yeah.
Before he got on the
truck,
the chicken truck
to America,
to America. The clothes he was wearing were really similar to in Batman Begins when he's climbing up the mountain.
Yeah,
but I also
he
thought
needed it.
in CW's DC universe, he is the Batman of that universe.
Yes, he is.
So you know what? Use all the Batman stories you like, so long as they're good.
When me and my girlfriend were watching it, we thought, when that arrow comes in that he shoots, and they all think it's. I thought it was. We thought it was Thea.
That would have been nice.
Finally.
Actually
doing action, real action
instead of beating up her dad.
And then no, it was just Ollie had just miraculously
and he just randomly showed up. It felt like, what are you smiling at?
I have an answer for you.
Is it right? Was it right?
Is
it ballerino?
There's the French version is referred to
the French are always right.
A danseur, and then the female is a danseuse, and then it's the Italian, which is ballerina, is. Typically holds ballerino.
Yeah.
Yes! You heard it here first. We are fact correct every time.
That's another Graham fact.
But the thing is, then you look at Flash, and oh my god, it's actually so much better. I saw the recent episode, The Nuclear Man, where
I haven't watched that yet.
Firestorm is. I won't tell you anything, but Firestorm is front and center in this episode, and Robbie Amell is brilliant. But I couldn't stop laughing at the fact that he has as bad a wig on his hair as his cousin does. Like, I was just waiting for someone. God damn it, Robbie! Will you just shave your head? You look at that. You look at that Oliver Queen in Star City.
I don't think you two watch any wrestling, do you?
No, I
so
never.
This just goes out to any viewers who watch wrestling. But the guy who plays Firestorm, who's
Robbie Amell.
Stephen Amell's cousin,
Robin Amell,
is the spitting image of Johnny Nitro. For anyone who knows who that is. Yeah.
I've heard the name Johnny Nitro.
Yeah, he's the spitting image of Johnny Nitro from that used to be in the WWE, who's now an actor as well. Hard time.
Are they ever going to reference? Do you think they'll ever reference
that he looks like Oliver Queen?
I hope they do. It would be so funny. But like, if they're going to have another crossover, which they have said is a definite.
I think it's a yearly thing.
Yeah, it's going to be a yearly thing. They've got to bring him in. And I mean, you've heard the facts that they're saying the Atom and Firestorm are possibly getting their own spin-offs. They're trying to decide which one of them gets a spin-off. I'd go with Firestorm.
Oh, I'd love to see Atom. I love.
Did you see what they said though?
I love him, and now I can't remember his name.
Are they kind of
Brandon
making him?
Routh.
I love
Are
Brandon
they
Routh.
turning him in though? From what we've seen so far, and did you see the picture of the full?
The suit looks awesome.
Which
Yeah.
suit? The Atom suit.
Yeah.
That
Do you
week
think-
that we
Do you think they're going to turn him into just DC's Iron Man?
Nicer Iron
They
Man.
did say that he is not immediately going to shrink. A lot of fans will be disappointed if they're expecting the first time we see him in the suit and the first time he uses it, he's going to shrink. They said Mark Guggenheim said that you're going to be disappointed because that's going to be a while away.
I figured that would be an evolution of the suit.
Yeah,
It's
where
very,
it is at the
it's
moment,
very
I think.
similar to the MCU Iron Man
Yeah.
suit.
except that you see his face
Except
like
that-
front
yeah,
and center. Like
yeah.
there's literally only like a plate of glass visor, which is like,
Yeah.
hey, is that world renowned scientist and entrepreneur? And it's like, no, it's Superman.
While we're talking about Flash, can I bring up our first question of the night?
Go for it, yeah.
From my girlfriend, the lovely Ailish.
We
who
don't
asks-
choose favorites here.
Who asks, why is Iris the worst? Why doesn't Flash give its side characters some sort of life, like Cisco?
Cisco has a life.
And what about poor Eddie?
Okay, I will start with Shane hasn't seen the new episode, so he doesn't know to the level of bitchiness.
She's the worst.
She's the worst.
She's the worst.
She almost derails his relationship with his
Okay.
new girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
And she literally does it on purpose. And it's just like, it's not that they're ruining it, but it's just like, Iris is making herself out to ruin the continuity of the DC universe because there is no way he should get with her. And I said this to Anthony, just introduce us to your nephew and we will be happy. Because everyone who knows the comics knows that her nephew is Wally West, the other Flash. The other very famous Flash. Because for a while, a lot of people didn't know Barry because Barry obviously died like years ago. And our generation would have been introduced to Wally. He was in the cartoons. He was voiced by Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah.
He was amazing. But the thing is now,
That was like a huge thing
That
when
was a
Barry
huge
got
thing.
brought back. That would have been like them bringing back
because it was 25 years. He died.
I don't know.
He was dead for 25 years.
yeah,
Gwen Stacy. No, maybe not to that
No,
level,
not
but
that-
it was one of the longest. It was probably the longest
Like
standing
Stacy's-
superhero death.
Gwen Stacy is still technically dead, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, Iris is... She's my least favorite character, but it's so weird because Joe might be maybe one of my favorites. I love the
awesome.
relationship that he has.
him and the scenes of him and Joe are awesome.
Amazing.
They're great
Both
actors.
the shows have great father figure
Yeah.
characters.
Who are you talking about in Flash? Sorry, in Arrow. Are you talking about the
Inspector
Captain?
Captain? I keep forgetting what his rank is.
Get the
He
right
keeps
one.
getting promoted and demoted. So much.
I actually don't think he's been great this season.
Lance.
Yeah, Lance.
Yeah,
I don't think he's been great this season.
Oh, he's breaking my heart this season.
Oh, yeah.
Breaking my heart.
He really wants to see his daughter.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
Good thing he has
she's
two.
dead.
Good thing he had two. Good thing he had a spare. But I think Joe is so much better. Like whenever whenever Barry introduces him to a new power, like when he does the voice thing and you see Joe's face, he's like, ah! It's just like that is cool.
He's
Joe is
very
cool.
he's very
Joe's a
funny in
great
the newest
character.
episode as well.
Oh, he's so funny in the new episode.
And I do love the relationship between Joe and Professor Wells.
Oh yeah,
That
Because
also
it's both like
gets
they're
better
both.
this episode.
It's like they're both rivaling
You're
to
gonna
be the
love-
father
you're-
figure in his life.
you're
You're
gonna
going to
love the
love
new
this
episode.
episode.
It's very well written.
Jen, you're
Very
gonna
well-
love this episode
Okay.
because Joe gets a love interest.
I wouldn't go that
How
far
do you
yet.
think? So, but you're saying Wally is Iris's nephew,
Yes.
but she doesn't have any siblings.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm so worried about. Maybe just cousin.
Yeah,
But it's,
but that's something that's not going to happen until I'd say about season 5.
yeah.
And because it's CW, there'll be 12 seasons anyway, so
13.
it's fine.
13. If we're going by supernatural standards, it'll be 13.
Well, they're only on 10 now. But
Yeah,
they
but they've
probably
already
have
got
about 3 to go.
they've already got renewed for season 11.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but that
But actually-
that means
really good at the moment.
yeah.
I started rewatching it again.
Yeah.
It actually does have some
For
good.
CW, Smallville did bad. If you think about it,
Also,
it went for it only went for 10 seasons.
But the last 3 seasons of Smallville were terrible.
I liked the last season.
I liked the 200 episode of Supernatural.
Oh,
yeah.
The singing episode, or
That was-
not the singing.
Yeah, that was brilliant. The musical.
Although me and Ailish were very annoyed at the end when the random guy walks on stage, starts singing. They're like, "Who's that?" And they're like, "That's
Adam.
the other Winchester brother who's trapped in the pit with Lucifer and
yeah,
Michael."
Yeah,
They're
And they
just,
kind
like,
of look
reference-
guilty for a
reference.
second, and then once again, it's just forgotten about.
I think it'll be brought back up. I think
It
because
better be.
they've acknowledged it now.
That has to be.
Yeah, yeah.
That has to be.
that was a reason. I think.
Something has to happen with
Like,
that
I mean, for
before that
God's sake,
show
Chuck-
ends completely.
Chuck showed up again.
Yeah,
That
but the
was
actor
so amazing.
who played Adam,
Yeah.
he's in loads of movies and stuff now.
Is
He's one
he?
of those.
I thought he was doing nothing.
No, he was in all those Percy Jackson movies and stuff.
You mean
like
the
that.
2
Yeah,
Percy Jackson movies?
he was the villain in them. Stuff.
My
Yeah.
friend at back home in Westmead looks exactly like him. Hi, Tom. And he doesn't like, he hates Supernatural. He doesn't
No.
watch or anything, so like he
Has no
finds it
idea
very
who they are.
confusing whenever we bring it up.
Do you think maybe with Supernatural they could bring Adam and Lucifer back? Like Lucifer goes into Adam's body, and that's how
I
he
just
gets
want
out?
them to do something. I want
Yeah,
them
a
to
resolution.
I want them to acknowledge it somehow, because he's like the two most powerful angels ever
are in a
are
pit
in
with
that
him.
pit, and
It's
they're
Michael
both
and Gabriel,
pissed
yeah.
off at the Winchesters, and who aren't there. And
Oh,
the
no.
only thing they have to do every day, all day, is take out their frustrations on the other Winchester,
Yeah.
who
Oh, so
had
it's-
nothing to do with any
Yeah.
of all of this. Got
What a good way.
dragged
Sorry,
in.
I can't remember. Is it Michael or Gabriel? that's
Michael
in
and
it?
Lucifer.
Michael and
Sorry,
Lucifer.
This is Michael.
Michael, yeah.
Sorry.
Gabriel
I knew
is the
Lucifer,
trickster.
sorry, yeah. I could remember. Yeah, sorry. that's
Gabriel
it.
was the trickster.
So it'd be good to bring Michael, not Lucifer.
Oh, that would actually be very good. Yeah, because the
Yeah.
blood works. So,
Yeah.
with the blood kind of thing still works with Lucifer and Michael as well, because of the blood's. Eh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm not liking Crowley and his mommy issues.
Oh God, that's so bad.
Oh, no.
They've
It's a terrible
really
story.
They've nothing to
they've
do now with
really,
Mark Sheppard.
Dehorned that
Yeah,
that
they're just like-
demon.
It's just like basically it's kind of like Mark Sheppard has now officially run out of steam.
It's what happened to Castiel like 3 seasons ago.
Yeah, but then they got him back.
Yeah, he's
But
getting
they
better.
will.
He's
I
getting good
think
now
it's.
again.
I think they have somewhere they want to go with it, but I don't know how.
Hey, they have 3 seasons to go.
Yeah.
So they're fine.
Though, the season so far, one of the best episodes was
Wow.
was towards the end when Dean was still possessed, or we're not possessed, when he was a demon.
Mm.
Worst
Have you
demon ever.
No, I
That was
loved him.
No, when your man, the young guy, was
Tried to
hunting him
attack
down.
Oh yeah, and you beat the living shit out of him.
Oh, that guy
And
was cool.
That was really good. That was such a good
and
story
now he's gone.
because
Yeah.
because like 10 years ago, Dean would have been that guy,
Yeah.
and then as soon as he like got to Dean, he'd spent his whole life training, and he just couldn't touch him.
Smack, 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 smack.
Dean just kicked his ass,
Yeah,
and
but
but it's one of those things you're always just like, but Dean's a badass.
Yeah.
He's gotta-
But anyway, we've diverged off hatred
Yeah.
enough. Let's talk about how much we really hate Iris.
oh yes,
I mean, like the new character, Linda Park. Can you guys? I'm not sure. Is Linda Park a character in the DC universe? I feel like she is.
I don't know.
you'd
You'd know her from you'd know her from
here we go.
our bad
What?
admission that we had last time, that Vampire Diaries.
Oh, you
Oh,
too.
she in that?
She was the girl that was a ghost. I can't remember. Jeremy, the brother
Yeah.
in Vampire Diaries. The girl.
They
Oh,
what?
she was a
he started
witch.
seeing and she
started
died or
off as a
something.
witch or something, didn't she?
Guys,
Yeah.
you're bringing the tone down by talking
Okay,
about
let's forget
Vampire
about that.
Diaries.
Let's forget about that. Okay, let's
Sorry
forget
about
about
that.
that. Sorry.
This
sorry.
thing of living with.
It's Twilight, but it's Twilight that just does not stop.
You should watch the originals.
Yes, but you see, the problem with me is, if I watch a spin-off series, I have to
you
watch
don't.
the original series.
You don't need to watch the originals.
Get it?
Yeah. You don't need to watch Vampire Diaries. You can watch the
Moving
originals.
on.
Hey, at least we didn't say that word. No Tom this week.
No, I don't really want to talk more about Iris because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah. But this episode is fantastic.
oh, yeah.
Like the new one is just amazing.
But I remember there was the episode where it's forgot their names. The two guys from Prison Break were
Captain Cold and Heatwave.
Captain Cold and
Yeah.
Heatwave. Yeah,
Those are cool.
and when they were battling on the street and the police have it all cordoned off for no reason at all, Iris just decides to run along and watch and get herself in danger.
Hey, she's a reporter now, so she has a kind of quasi-semi excuse.
And they're kind of turned, but I suppose this again we're getting back to this like CW's version of the DC universe is they've no Superman and no Batman.
No.
So Flash is their Superman and
They do
Green
Wayne
Arrow
Tech.
or Arrow is their Batman. So she has to be their Lois
Even
Lane.
though Wayne Enterprises
Lois
exists.
Lane's a badass.
Yeah, she is. And even though Wayne Enterprises exists,
So do
which means
Cord
Bruce
Industries.
exists.
Cord Industries exist as
Cord
well.
Industries exists. You know, before the Atom was chosen, they were originally going to go with Ted Cord.
Oh,
in
really?
Arrow,
for
yeah.
original Blue Beetle.
Yeah, that would have been nice. And then they could have like offshoot to like Jaime, and I would have been really happy because I love Jaime.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a better way to go.
Speaking of superhero television, something else that came out, the Daredevil trailer.
Oh, I meant to say like 10 minutes ago that came into my head, and I was gonna.
You must have been very happy
You must have been
with
so
that.
happy.
It looks so dark,
I
not like terrible Gotham dark.
I thought
but
they were
like
going to go
dark,
darker
dark.
than what we've seen, but my God, the amount of blood in that trailer.
When he stands at the end, when you see him raising himself and the blood kind of spurting out of his mouth,
Yeah.
it's just like, oh my god, they've set the tone perfectly with that image alone.
But not even just the darkness, but it's very, I suppose, like gritty.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing for me. Like it's not like Tim Burton-y dark.
No.
It's we just Gotham is.
It's
a
not
bit
even
like,
Arrow dark.
No, it is gritty.
Yes.
Dark.
Yeah.
It's.
And do you see how they've inverted the Kingpin? He's wearing a black suit, an all black suit, instead of an all white suit like he used to in the comics and that. I'm really looking forward to this because
if that's the tone of that universe they're building, the rest of the spin-offs are going to be amazing.
except from the picture I saw of Jessica Jones, and I'm really not happy.
Oh no, I am very happy about Jessica Jones.
She looks nothing like her. She looks visibly annoyed.
Oh, I don't care about her.
What?
We are getting one of the greatest Marvel villains in that series now.
Oh, the Purple Man.
The Purple Man.
The Purple Man.
Oh yes, sorry, they're doing Purple
Yeah,
Man.
David Tennant is now in the Marvel Universe. Though a lot of people are kind of annoyed because they're like, that means that he's now cut off from being anything else.
Oh, let it go.
Purple Man's
Let it go.
perfect for him.
True.
Yeah.
Though I thought that's what Edward James Olmos was going to be, because Edward James Olmos is now in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and he says that his character, when he smiles, the whole world smiles. And it's like, that's a very Purple Man thing to say.
Oh, when we're talking about old awesome actors and Marvel villains.
He is old and awesome.
I was looking at something to do with the Marvel Universe today, the MCU, and for some reason Ian McShane popped up randomly on my
that's weird.
Facebook feed for some
James Olmos' twin.
unrelated thing, and
He is.
light bulb went off, and I think Ian McShane would be perfect for either
A Lovejoy movie?
no the voice of Dormammu.
Oh.
Or crap, I could remember his name earlier. The other Doctor Strange villain, who was in the cartoon.
Oh, what, his rival?
Yeah. He's in like the
Can't
green suit.
I don't know his name. I know
Dormammu and
there's a rumor
Baron
going-
Mordo.
Yeah,
Or
there's
Mordo.
Baron Mordo. Yeah, Baron Mordo.
Mordo,
Yeah.
I think.
The thing going around is that Al Pacino's the one going for that role for the Doctor Strange film.
Oh,
I
really?
could see him doing Mordo.
Yeah, well,
Mordo in the cartoon was very kind of like shouty, like villain.
Do you remember the cartoon though? The cartoon movie that they did a couple of years
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
That was actually all right.
The Marvel Knights movie.
Yeah, the Marvel Knights movie. That was actually very good.
That's
It was
pretty good.
it was one of the better ones because usually when Marvel do animated films, they do not do them well.
No.
They don't do animation in general well,
No, well, as long as it's not them and
especially
Shark.
since Disney got a hold of them.
Yeah, they've become too kiddie. They don't take the source material seriously.
Even
Ultimate Spider-Man is the worst show on earth.
Agents of Smash.
I hate that show.
And but Paul
ruins-
Dini's right on it.
Yeah, it's Paul Dini. It's Paul Dini of the
On
animated
the
Batman,
Batman animated
series.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and the writing
wrote-
is terrible.
Yeah, he wrote Batman animated series, Batman Beyond, all the
Superman- parts of
movies,
Superman.
parts of Superman. He didn't do Justice League. Now.
No.
he guest wrote a few episodes.
He does a lot of the movies.
Isn't Clancy Brown one of the Hulks? Is he Red Hulk?
He's Red
I
Hulk.
think.
He's Red Hulk.
And,
Which actually is good casting.
Suits perfectly.
yeah.
What's her name?
Best
From-
Lex Luthor ever.
from Buffy and
Eliza Dushku
Eliza
is
Dushku
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Another perfect casting.
Red
Seth,
She-Hulk,
Seth
is she?
Green is
Abomination. A-bomb.
Oh, I hate A-Bomb.
He'd be a good Rick Jones. Terrible A-bomb.
A-Bomb's a terrible A-Bomb. Just
I
He
love
started
A-Bomb.
off as Rick Jones for the first episode.
First
He got
episode,
turned
and he
into
hasn't turned
A-Bomb.
back since. Also, they've ruined Scar.
Yeah.
They've ruined Scar. Scar's this really cool, taciturn son of Hulk. Like he's the perfect warrior. He's like, I mean, and he's only like what, 8 or 9, really?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's only like 8 or 9, and he's the perfect warrior. He's got everything that's great about his father. He's got everything that's great about his mother, and they've turned him into an idiot. Like he's the Green Hulk. He's basically
"Me,
the Green
Scar."
Hulk. Yeah, me Scar, me angry, me use sword.
Yeah.
That's all he talks like, and it's just like that's not Scar. But I do love that they've got. I do like that they've got Red Hulk, and
Yeah.
Clancy Brown plays him to
So
perfection.
Is he like Red Hulk in the comic when he like transforms his mustache?
You
magically
never see him
disappears?
not being Red Hulk.
Oh.
They're all permanently as
Yeah, they're Hulk
Hulk's
forms.
Oh.
yeah.
So you never
That's
see
a pity.
Bruce, you never see Jen, you never see Thunderbolt Ross, though he talks about being Ross all the time.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what really
Well,
hurts
that's
me about
why
that show,
it's kind of they're like a sanctioned group.
yeah, for
And
Agent-
he's in charge of the group because he's
The
General
smartest.
Ross.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's the smartest, and he's had the most experience being a Hulk. And it's really sad because it's
And
just
is
like
Hulk, is Hulk like he was
smart
in,
Hulk.
He's smart Hulk.
He's smart
not
Hulk.
like Avengers
He-
Assemble Hulk. Or,
he's Avengers Assemble Hulk with a little bit more intelligence.
Is it
Yeah.
Avengers Assemble? Is the Disney?
He's not
one?
quite
It's the
Doc
same
Green
one.
yet.
It's the same,
What's
it's the same one.
what's the previous Avengers cartoon?
Oh, Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the
I
awesome
love
team
that
song.
show.
I only watched a few. I didn't get that far.
You should
into
go
it.
through the entire series. The Avengers at one point are taken out in Earth's Mightiest Heroes,
Oh, yeah.
and Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and all the other teams that are
The
centered
later
around
ones,
those two
yeah.
make their own Avengers team.
They did the
okay, cool.
Beta Ray Bill.
Beta Ray Bill is in
story.
it?
That was fantastic.
That was amazing. And Surtur was teased, and they were saying when season 2 was over, Surtur was going to be the season 3 villain, and just like it was perfect. And then Disney bought Marvel and cancelled 2 great shows, Earth's Mightiest Heroes and Spectacular Spider-Man, and replaced them with the worst shows I've seen in animation in a long time.
I thought you really liked the current Spider-Man.
Oh no, I hate Ultimate Spider-Man. I hate it because it's turned him into a child, and it's got Drake Bell out of Drake and Josh voicing him, and it's just it's so bad. Don't ask me how I know that, but it's just getting back to the fun part. Daredevil.
Yes, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. That series looks so dark, so serious. Do we think we're going to see the proper suit, or at least an evolution of the suit? Like
I
they did
think
say
it's going to end with him
in the red suit
I'd
or the
say,
yellow
I'd say
suit.
everything we saw in that trailer is going to be in the
First-
pilot, which is probably the first 2-3 episodes.
Yeah.
Because it's Netflix, isn't it? So
It
it's
is.
Going to be
So all
13 episodes, is it?
13 episodes will be released on April the 10th.
Yeah, all at one go.
Yep.
Which, it's interesting. I was thinking about this the other day, that the way they're releasing them, they're going...
Every year.
Yeah, but they're going Daredevil, Jessica Jones,
Luke
then
Cage.
Luke Cage,
Mm.
then...
Iron Fist.
Um,
and Luke's going to be in Jessica Jones first.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're doing Iron Fist. And it makes sense to do Iron Fist last, because this is the thing. Like,
He's the risky one.
I'm a huge Iron Fist fan.
Yes.
It's Iron Fist and Green Arrow, my thing, and Wolverine.
Both blondes. You have
can
a
I say?
type.
I'm a type. And Iron Fist is, even though he's always been very underrated in all the bigger teams and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
he is extremely powerful.
Yeah, can take down a phoenix.
Yeah. And he has probably the most epic backstories ever.
Yes. I don't
Which
even
is
think
just-
I know it fully.
It's this huge fantasy story. I could spend the next 2 hours explaining it all to you, but I won't. But
We'll leave that
basically,
for another podcast.
basically, his parents die, and he ends up being raised in a mystical city as a kung fu master, and then gets the
Oh,
power
is
of
it?
the Iron Fist by killing a dragon and absorbing its heart. And then he goes back to the world to kill the guy who killed his parents 10 years later, because this mystical city only appears in our realm every 10 years, and then he
Stuck here?
and then he stays here as a superhero for the next 10 years,
That's awesome.
and then becomes best friends with Luke Cage.
Which suit do you think they're going to go with, or do you think they're going to go with a different design for Iron Fist? Because you know how he's got the gold and white, or will he go with the yellow and green?
I really like the yellow and green. I
Yeah.
think it'll be good.
Probably a darker green.
Yeah,
Emerald maybe.
and probably not quite gold, just to.
Who'd you like? I mean, we asked this before. Have you had any more thoughts on who you would cast as Iron Fist?
No idea.
There's no idea.
I know there was years ago they wanted to cast, like years and years ago, there was talks of doing a movie, and they
Oh,
wanted
yeah, there was.
They wanted to cast what's your man, the stunt guy who's a terrible actor.
Oh,
who-
Ray Park.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ray Park. Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah,
Oh,
They
yeah.
wanted
he's
to
a
do
good
him.
actor.
Darth Maul.
he's sorry, he hasn't been giving very good
No,
acting.
no,
Like,
he has
was
not.
Darth Maul and
Snake
Toad.
Eyes.
And Snake Eyes
Snake Eyes
in G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe movies.
Oh,
You know, the dude that has no lines.
yeah,
just
yeah,
looks awesome.
Exactly. They never let him talk.
No, because the
Well,
thing
that's
is,
accurate to the character.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
accurate
yeah.
to the character.
No, but I mean, in anything he's in,
He
really,
never-
he only ever looks like 2 lines.
As Toad, because Toad's British, so it's okay.
And then as Darth Maul, someone else.
It was someone else doing his lines.
From the guy from
Spaced. I can't pronounce his name. He's in Guardians of the Galaxy as well.
Yeah.
Peter. I can
Oh,
never
yeah,
pronounce
yeah.
his name.
Your man is the he works for the
Novacorp.
Novacorp,
and gets
yeah.
killed. Sadly.
Before we move on, I have another question that fits in with what
Okay,
we're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about now.
Go for it.
This comes from Paul Glynn.
Hello, Paul.
Uh,
How are you, Paul?
So now that we have Dark and Gritty, Arrow,
Mm-hmm.
Happy, Superpowered, Flash,
Yes.
and Supernatural, Constantine.
I need to get back into that.
It's really
And
good.
with more Dark and Gritty coming with Marvel's Netflix series.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, what comic book superheroes would we like to see done next, and what kind of tone or genre would we
Are we
like to
get-
see that
are-
hasn't been done yet?
Are we getting tired of gritty? Like, I mean, with DC, we're going to get a lot of gritty and we're going to get a lot of serious. And with Marvel, they flip flop. between dark and gritty and fun. So, what haven't we seen?
Well, I've got my answer straight away that
Happy
I've been
Gritty?
harping on about since I've heard about the Netflix series. Actually, since before I heard about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when they said they were doing TV.
Oh, yes, I know what you're going to say.
I want my She-Hulk superheroed comedy law room drama.
Absolutely.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
It would be amazing. Something along the lines
Single green female.
Boston Legal meets, I don't know,
Marvel
Flash.
Universe.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. And they have the template. They have a perfect template in several of her stories. Several current stories and several stories that are very recent. Like I read one where she represents Spider-Man, not knowing who Spider-Man is.
Oh, don't spoil it. The ending.
No,
of
I'm
that
not going to say. I'm not going to say the ending.
Of that is
but
so
Spider-Man
great.
is suing the Daily Bugle for millions because of the bad press and everything. And it's an amazing thing. And the ending is just brilliant.
The way it all works out is so funny and so
They
clever.
they could do a whole series just on her being part of that corporation she's
I think
with.
she had one with a guy who died in a science experiment
And is still alive.
His ghost
is haunting
his ghost gets her to sue the
company that killed him.
Yeah.
I mean,
That'd be a great
that's
series.
never been done before.
And
it's thought to be an accident, but he's claiming it was murder.
Yes.
But everything points to it being a
Just
horrible accident.
a horrible accident.
And then there'll be that really odd episode where she's against Matt Murdock in court. And
Oh.
he's all
It's
dark
happened.
and gritty.
It's happened in the newest series with Charles Soleil.
But where he's all dark and gritty and she's all kind of like oddball comedy kind of way. And it's just like a mix of two very different universes, but it works.
Yeah. I just want to make my city a better place. Fuck off, Matt.
And I think that's great with the She-Hulk character, which they've kind of done with Flash as well, is she's one of the superheroes who she's successful in her normal life. And her normal life is just as important in her everyday role as her being a superhero is.
Do you ever think we'd see She-Hulk? Like, I mean, the way they've portrayed Bruce, I can't imagine him ever doing that.
I don't think they'll ever do it, but we'll see how it'll hinge.
Transfusion, isn't it?
It was blood transfusion,
It'll
She
hinge
was to
on
save her
how
life.
Captain Marvel does.
Which I don't get because her family are alive, so I don't get how she couldn't have just used like blood from her mother or father.
It was
an emergency.
I don't know. I can't remember how it happened.
I remember it from the
cartoon?
90s cartoon.
Yeah, that was the thing where it had to happen there and then.
They were like at the side of the road or something in the middle of the desert. Like there was no choice. He had to give her like an emergency.
Yeah, and he didn't know it would happen.
Yeah.
No, because he was Bruce when he did it. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like he gave her Hulk's blood. He gave her
Bruce's
his blood.
blood, yeah.
And it
Kind of
reacted.
a bad foresight on his part.
Well, it works out for him in the end in Old Man Logan.
Shut up! Don't you bring that up.
Oh, don't talk about that. That's a big reason.
Even though I gave 18 laughs.
She-Hulk is like my second favorite superhero after Thor.
And to hear what happened in
what
Old
happens
Man
in,
Logan.
well, that's a big reason why I hate Old Man Logan.
And hate Mark Miller?
I don't
Is it perhaps?
I've got problems with him.
We were talking about him earlier. Mark Miller's coming to Dublin, 28th of February, Big Bang. Be there. It'll be a lot of fun, I'd say. And Anthony expressed his dislike for a lot of Mark's work.
He just uses so much violence.
True.
Needlessly. And I don't want to go into the level and topics
No,
of the
because
violence
this is a PG-13 show.
Uses. But anyone who's read his work anyone who's read Kick-Ass
2 especially.
knows what I'm talking about.
I find sometimes he just likes to throw stuff just that
At the
little bit
wall.
further beyond the realm of kind of like just too much.
Yeah,
He likes to push things a bit extreme in terms of content and things that goes on. There's a bit too much kind of
Gore.
sexual violence, and
Yeah.
gore, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just,
But yeah, going back
Cannibalism.
to the point. Going back to the point. What kind of show would you want to be seen? Because like
Yeah, hands down, that's my answer. Everyone knows it.
mine would maybe be Invincible. Yeah, I think
I knew you were going to say.
I have to. I'm not reading many comics these days. I'm maybe picking up Batman because of a little bit of loyalty to Scott Snyder's work. I'm not particularly impressed with the last issue, but
You're alone there.
I know I'm alone there, but I don't mind being alone. I have to say, Invincible, if that was made into a TV show, like a Netflix show or an AMC show where they could actually show a lot of violence,
We
it
haven't
would
seen
work
a
perfectly.
really young superhero who
Grows into his powers.
has to
Learn
Where-
his
where-
control. Or,
No, that's not. I'm losing words. Like a young hero who finds out really violent, dangerous.
Yeah, we've never had that.
Life or death, like situations
No, we've never had
where
that.
like he has to go into dark areas
Like,
to.
I got the
win the
latest
day.
volume. For anyone who knows, volume 12, still standing. He fights multiple versions of himself. A bad guy from a previous arc comes back from the dead, and this guy has this power where he can pull people from different alternate universes. And so he brings all these alternate versions of Invincible into his world, and he gets them to fight him and his friends.
Wow.
And like, it's amazing because it's just like, this could be incredibly cheesy, incredibly just over the top action with no real plot, and yet he makes it work.
Yeah.
He makes it work, and it's amazing.
Well,
And it's Robert Kirkman. Give it to Robert Kirkman, and you would have a great series.
Kirkman's someone who's really good with
Yeah.
using really violent and
To
graphic
To
imagery.
put a point, because I never feel like it's over the top. It's pointless with him.
No, it has a reason behind
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But as well, that like you were saying, I know you were saying this the last day. I don't know if we got it on tape the last time, but you were talking about Invincible as well.
Yes.
And you were saying, and it is, I feel the same. I've only read a couple of issues of Invincible, and it's the way it's drawn.
Yeah.
Is it looks real glossy, and you think it's gonna. It almost looks very.
1940s, 50s.
It doesn't start off
It's very
violent.
kind of, I'd say, more Silver Age. Kind of Silver Age kind of stuff, and maybe going into kind of 90s modern age a little bit as well.
That changes as the series goes on.
And that it kind of brings you into this false sense of security that you don't think it's gonna be as violent. It almost looks like The Incredibles or something.
Yeah.
And then it's suddenly like, oh,
Flips.
yeah,
That's a lot of blood.
it's like that did a lot of blood.
Like, I mean,
you know?
the third volume is like this huge twist happens and you don't see it coming, and it's amazing. But yeah, I'd like to see that. The only problem I'm looking at now is we need actors for it. And I told you who I wanted, but they're too old now. So yeah, that would be mine. Like, you have your She-Hulk, I have Invincible. So what was yours? I mean, your characters who you love
They're
are
coming
on
to life now,
screen.
finally, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I suppose, like, are there any
Well-
out there, any obscure ones?
Well, if you want something lighthearted,
Mhm.
I always thought when
Howard the Duck.
Iron
Howard the
Fist,
Duck's not lighthearted.
no, when
He's a dirty duck.
Iron Fist and Luke Cage first were put together in a comic book, it was the 70s, and it was really like almost like blaxploitation, like 70s, like them beating up pimps with afros, kind of. It was hilarious, but also
Starsky Hutch.
yeah, it was real kind of that
Yeah.
Starsky
Yeah.
Hutch kind of feel and stuff. And even though I know Netflix are going a different way,
Yes.
I think it would be hilarious to go the extreme almost kind of that real silliness of that like universe of making it that real kind of like mad 70s kind of silliness that you'd almost expect it to be like directed by Quentin Tarantino.
You'd
It's
want-
set in that kind of Kill Bill world.
You want Black Dynamite. You want a superhero Black Dynamite.
kind of, but with Iron Fist and Luke Cage.
Yeah, but you could get that
Or
actor.
sorry, it's Iron Fist and Power Man.
Are
'Cause that's
they
who
going
he
to call
was
him? Do you think they're going to call him Power Man in the show?
No,
But he was
they
Power
don't even
Man
call him
back then.
Power Man in the comics anymore.
No,
he's
not
just
anymore,
Luke
it's
Cage.
just Luke
Disney
Cage,
still call him Power Man.
But like Luke Cage used to wear a tiara with a chain around him as a belt
And a V-neck yellow
and a V-neck
T-shirt
yellow, like
that
a
went down
silk,
to like his navel.
yeah, silk T-shirt. And then
To be fair, if
and Iron
anyone-
Fist had like these massive like
Shoulder pads.
No, the collar.
Oh
on
yeah,
his,
it was huge.
on his costume went up really, really high up behind his neck and stuff. But it was all that kind of like 70s kung fu kind of thing, and I thought that was really cool. And I love those comics. I've read, like I have the first ever issue of Iron Fist and stuff, and in Marvel Premiere 15. Just for those, you know. And it's all that kind of proper stuff, because that's what was really in at the time, because it was all like Bruce Lee had kind of started coming.
Yeah.
Movies were coming out and all that kind of stuff, so they just totally exploited all that kind of world. And to me, it needs to be set in kind of the Kill Bill universe, I think.
Sadly, that won't happen.
No,
Maybe they'll
it'll
have
never
like
happen.
if they get to like a fifth season, maybe they'll have one episode just like as a throwaway fun gag.
Like
one.
what Jerry Duggan
Yeah.
did with
It'd
Deadpool.
be really good.
Where he
yeah.
had that 1 or 2 issues.
What did you do?
Jerry Duggan, when he was waiting for
Doc Green.
Declan Shelby, couldn't come on to Deadpool straight away, so he had to fill 2 issues, and he did like 70s set issue with Iron Fist and Deadpool, and
That's amazing.
Iron
Luke
Fist, you
Cage.
get away with it with Deadpool. You can get away with anything with Deadpool.
You can.
That's another one. The Deadpool series.
We're
they're
getting the
doing the
film.
movie
We're getting the
though.
film.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
fine
yeah.
with that.
I would actually prefer if that was animated.
Yeah.
It
The
might
test,
be.
that
It might still
test
be.
movie they did.
That
the
was all
animated
CGI.
one, Why not just
Yeah.
leave it like that?
Yeah,
I
they
don't
should.
But the thing is, then how does he work into the other universe?
He doesn't
know.
have
It
to.
doesn't have to because he's Deadpool.
No, it's Fox.
This
you gotta
needs
remember.
to stop being a necessity.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, what I think would be genuinely good is if they did Young Justice.
Oh wow!
I
Like a
just
live
watched- I
action
watched-
Young Justice?
Yeah, I watched the pilot last night. The first 2 episodes where
Of
they
Young
find,
Justice?
yeah, where they find
Superboy.
Superboy down in the
Yeah.
Cadmus.
What do you
pit,
think?
I think.
Wait, so that's your first? That's
No,
your,
I've
is it your
seen, I've
first?
seen them all before,
okay.
but I just watched them on YouTube the other night.
Oh.
Or Runaways
Yes.
would
Oh,
be.
yeah.
Runaways
I know
would be good.
everyone's been asking for Runaways since.
Everyone thought that's what Agents of Shield was
Yeah,
going to be.
yeah.
Joss
I
Whedon
s- I
created
think
a
it could-
team-based
It could
show.
still happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could. Because let's face it, Marvel needs young superheroes. Everyone's in their late 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Iron Man's in his 50s now.
I suppose just to,
But he's stepping down, he's kind of...
Is he? He realized, like a
Or
lot of news, a lot of critics noticed that the second The Judge didn't do well, he was on to Marvel, going, "Let's do more Marvel films. Let's keep me around." Because I think he realizes now that he might not have as much, swing as maybe he used to. Like, I mean, yeah, people
he's
love
just
him
typecast as Iron Man and nothing else now.
pretty much. Like, I mean, I expected him to suit up and kill Robert Duvall 20 minutes into that film, and it did not happen, and I was thoroughly disappointed.
But that's the problem. So he should do less Iron Man to get away from that.
But
whole thing.
how long is that going to take?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to take him into his 60s.
He already did those kind of big dramas to
He
try
did,
and
yes.
get his Oscar and all
And
that
then he
stuff,
spent
and
like
then
10 years
doing nothing.
coking it up.
No, but he came back and did stuff like...
Ally McBeal.
no, he did...
No, that was right before he got all coked
he
up.
did one of
Was
those... He did one of those movies of like, let's try and win an Oscar. What's the one, the violinist movie that he did with Jamie Foxx and all that? He did all that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
Was he
yeah,
in
he
that? I
did.
didn't know he was in that.
Yeah, it was him and Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx was like this weird kind of schizo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
But he
I
did-
saw that. That was very good.
He did a load of movies like that, which were movies of like, let's
wasn't-
try and win.
yeah.
Those movies that look like they're made to try and win Oscar, like
Yeah.
£7 and all those kind of
Yeah,
movies. They're
God.
terrible.
But it was when Kiss Kiss Bang Bang happened.
Oh, yeah.
That's when he got back into the mainstream.
Wasn't that Shane Black as well?
That was also Shane Black.
Shane Black, stay away from Iron Man.
Stay away from Marvel. He gave
just-
one fan for service scene, and then everything else was nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
What-
with all the iron suits. That was fan service.
One,
Yeah.
one more thing on the subject of shows that
Need to
new
be seen.
genres and stuff like that. This is something that actually is happening that people should look out for. The PlayStation 4
yes.
network thing,
Powers.
Powers,
Yes.
which is going to be a superhero detective show.
Yeah.
So that'll be something very different.
I
from-
never knew about Powers, and I actually wrote a pitch for a show that's exactly that.
Really?
And then I, with a friend of mine, and he sent me the link to it the other day and went, "Oh man, I'm really sorry this has been done." I was like, "No, I'd never heard of Powers. I'd never read it." And I'd come up with this idea of the exact same thing.
How
of
long
like,
ago? Because
basically,
this comic is pretty old at this point.
oh, like I came up with like about 8 years ago when it was around but the comic came out in about 2003, I think.
Yeah.
I read up on it then.
when I was like really young, like 10 or 11, I
Yeah.
wrote my own comic where like the culminating like major villain was like literally the personification of evil itself.
And then Buffy came
And
out.
then
with,
Buffy, and then like years later, when I'm a
first-
teenager, I see Buffy with the first. I'm like, God damn it! I had that idea when I was like 9 years old.
Damn you, Joss Whedon.
I just finished rewatching Buffy all the way through as well.
Oh yeah, you were saying that, the little
Yeah.
project of yours.
Oh, it took us like 3 years.
This was something that annoyed me. I started watching Buffy when I first got Netflix again, and I watched that first season, and I seen like the makeup and stuff, and how the demons look, and I was like,
Yeah.
they still look really good. And I was like, why can't Supernatural do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why when are
The
they going
worst
to drop
thing-
this whole everything
I
just
thought you
takes
were
on
gonna
a
say, and
human
then they
form
took it off
crap?
Netflix.
The worst thing for Supernatural was when they did the dragons.
Yes, and
That
the
was
Phoenix.
awful.
They did it very briefly though. But that really, I thought you were going to say it, and then they took it off Netflix because that
Is it
happened to me
off
recently.
Netflix?
No, I don't know. But
No, it's still there.
I was marathoning my way through from the beginning, Star Trek: The Next Generation, and I got like halfway through season 4, and it was gone. It's not on Netflix anymore. And for ages, they only had up to the end of season 4 as
They're
well.
always doing that with
Don't badmouth Netflix. We don't know what.
Oh no,
Why
We
not?
don't know, but they could be a sponsor someday.
it's not
I don't know.
Netflix's fault. It's the,
No, it's a show that's in
Licenses.
syndication. And
Yeah,
there's a lot of
yeah.
licensed stuff with it and stuff. But
that happens
but,
with a lot of animes.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
But I'm working my way through Deep Space Nine now on DVD.
Didn't you say that was really awkward because of how the boxes were?
Yes,
They're not numbered.
There's no number, there's no color, there's no telling
No,
of
no,
other
they-
episodes.
they're color coded and then they're just numbered like disc 1 to whatever it is,
that's
12.
bad.
And I thought if someday I ever have kids, it's going to be a nightmare because like that 2-year-old is going to just tear them all out and they'll be all over the place.
That's
You
not
won't be
the
able to
worst thing the
figure
child will do. The worst thing the child could do is try to eat it.
it out. Yeah.
What's this? It looks like a donut.
As I was explaining to Anthony, he's expecting a baby.
Anthony's expecting a
by
baby.
the time our kids are old enough for anything, like everything's probably going to be
Digital.
upgraded onto some
It'll be all in the cloud, man.
imprint in our
We'll
head.
be in the cloud. We'll be in the cloud.
No, I was saying to you, you're going to have to get all your gaming reviews done before you have a kid because pretty soon your PlayStation's going to have jam in it.
Don't make a joke like that. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen because you're going to be a
Good
good
for
father.
worry about all my Transformer
gonna-
toys and stuff.
You're gonna open the disc and toast is going to come out someday, or biscuits, crackers actually.
Speaking of Transformers, I finally did something last week that
Was
I
that
was
a
very happy
segue,
with.
Tom?
No, it wasn't.
You had
That
to-
was a transformation into a new.
I miss you,
conversation.
Tom.
I finally got my first full combiner transformer set.
Wow.
Technically.
What are the combiners exactly? Like I'm trying to remember.
They're
Are they-
or if you're a hardcore transformer, a Gestalt team.
Well, since neither of us are, explain.
It's a team of transformers. They're like normally
form into a
5
bigger
robots, and there's like one big robot. and all
Oh,
the
so
small
like,
robots
what's his name?
Make his arms and legs.
The dude the transformer that is famous for being one of those. He's a Decepticon.
Devastator.
Devastator.
Is like
He's the most famous of
he's
them.
like 7. He was like the first, but he
Yeah.
is different. He like they all randomly come together and form. But after that, it's like one big transformer, and then
They
four
ruined him,
little
actually.
ones that make arms and legs.
They
And I
ruined
finally
him
got
with
my first
Transformers.
one to this week.
So is
Did
that
a new-
kind of like a Megazoid, or
It is
a-
basically a Megazord in
Transformers
Transformers.
did it first.
Yeah.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they would have. Yeah, but with the same content in
And
mind,
it's
they
not-
wanted to sell
it's not-
toys.
It's not just random animals whose like legs fold up, and then just the animal's head is the hand or the foot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or all the toes. That never made sense to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it just seems like there's a lot of good things coming out. I mean, we didn't get onto it, but you guys know who's been the 2 leads for Spider-Man. They've already got 2 candidates who are really in big talks
for
the new role.
Sony Marvel's
Sony
Spider-Man.
Marvel Spider-Man.
Okay.
It is
going back to our first topic.
Yeah, well, it's the biggest topic right now.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Logan Lerman from Perks of Being a Wallflower and Percy
He's
Jackson.
a very good actor.
Yes, he is. And Fury, which he's amazing in. And Dylan O'Brien,
Who's that again?
Teen Wolf, and The Maze Runner.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He'd be
I
a very
think
good Spider-Man.
He'd be a
actually.
great Spider-Man because you don't watch Maze Runner. Maze Runner is not the thing to watch him for.
Oh, he's
Watch
really
him
good
on
at
Teen
Teen
Wolf.
Wolf. He's really
He is
good at Teen Wolf.
amazing on Teen Wolf because he's
Style.
the best. He's the best actor in that.
Spider Styles.
or no, Sinister Styles when he turns evil in season 3. That's amazing. Like that really shows his range.
That was
Weren't you ragging on us for watching?
Yes, but mine has
Vampire
quality. Mine has quality
Diaries
writing.
earlier?
Mine has quality writing.
well,
and
not for the
werewolves.
first 2 seasons.
Not for the first half.
When
of the
when
first
they
season.
did that season with
Well,
Dark Style, because the way they split the seasons in half,
Yeah.
don't they? So that was, I think that was what 2B.
2B, yeah, it was the
And,
second half of season 3. Second half of season 3.
Oh, sorry, so it's 3B, is it?
Is it 3B? Yeah,
They did
yeah.
Evil Styles.
Evil Styles.
That is those. What 6 episodes, 7 episodes,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Were some of the
No, it was 12 because they split
Oh,
it.
they
It was
went
a
all the way
24 hours.
through.
It was a 24 season, a 24 episode season, but they split it into 2 arcs of 12 episodes.
yeah.
Uh,
But the first 12 were terrible. It was all
with the
your
Oni
man,
in? No.
the demon guy, who was your man who was like the demon wolf and was blind and all that. crap.
Oh
It was
yeah,
terrible.
And then
they went
Scott
with
became- yeah.
the Negatsune,
which was so creepy.
which was just like 12 of the best episodes of television I have ever seen.
Yeah,
I've
it
no
was a
long
interest
time.
in I said She-Wolf.
That's a
Teen Wolf, but my girlfriend did show me
Yeah.
that those 2 things you were just
Yeah.
talking about.
And it
The
does,
demon
And
wolf.
they did look really
Yeah, it
cool
was
and scary,
done
especially the
so well.
Negatsune.
like the 12 episodes of Dark Styles basically
yeah.
was so it reminded me at the end of it reminded me so much of Buffy at its
Yeah.
high point. I was just like, all these characters, you really care about them. There's a great soundtrack, and that's mainly because MTV is just like
Yeah.
pumping. Listen to this music.
Yeah, it comes
Every
up at the
episode.
bottom. Man.
It comes up at the bottom every episode.
When me and my fiance watch it, we're always laughing at like all the hashtags coming up
Yeah.
in it because it's like hashtag evil styles and stuff like. It's really funny.
Every time you keep saying evil styles, I just picture like Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3 walking into
Oh,
a
no.
barber and asking like, I
You
want
need to-
I want an evil styles, and then walking
It's-
out.
I was
with
going to
the
say you should
fringe
nearly
and
just
everything.
watch those 12 episodes, but it's to get to that point, it's a series that is very lore heavy.
Yeah, lore
so
heavy.
You kind of have to.
And that's why I
watch
like
from
it. The lore is great.
Though I watched season 1, and then
You should have watched season 2. Season 2 was great.
and then I dropped off because I just lost interest. And then my fiance watched it all the way through, and then I joined her for the last couple episodes of, was it season 3, 1?
Was Jackson still in it?
Yeah, I missed all that stuff with him.
No, he's good. It's when you find out about the Kanama and all that, that's very interesting.
But I hate that. I hate him so much as an actor.
But he's in Arrow now.
He's terrible in Arrow. You were saying this to me today.
The
About
guy who plays Roy Harper.
Yeah. Roy
Harper, he was in
who on his summer holidays just told the Teen Wolf guys, "Oh yeah, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
I've got a better gig.
Bye,
guys."
I'm a regular now.
Yeah.
Because
What an ass.
I get to stand around the Arrow set and show no emotion ever.
And do little parkour flips
Like,
that get my character in trouble.
that is the annoying thing, because Roy in the comics and the cartoons was always so headstrong and so intense.
Yeah.
In this, he's just like, I had a dream.
Yeah.
Next episode.
He's such a good character in Young Justice. Like,
Especially because there's two of them.
Young Justice.
Especially because there's two of them.
And in the comics, he becomes a heroin addict.
They did that very nicely in Young Justice. They alluded to that.
I heard that was a terrible story in the
It
comics.
is a terrible story, but it's one of the most famous.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what is it? The cover has Green Arrow and I think Green Lantern.
It's Green Lantern. Yeah.
It's your protege is a druggie, and it's just like they're both pointing at this syringe that's going into Roy, and he's just like, it's like, oh, that's awkward.
Rise of Arsenal, wasn't that the name of it?
He wasn't Arsenal at that point. He wasn't even
not
Red
far
Arrow
wrong.
at that point. He was still Speedy.
Speedy?
Yeah,
he was still Speedy.
But they basically,
He was Speedy on speed.
but they they
Got
very
there
much.
before me.
It was clever the way they did it, because if you'd read the arc, it was all. We've gone totally off topic, but anyway,
Totally have.
It was Green Lantern and Green Arrow went on this like road trip around America.
Oh,
to
God, they
rediscover
did.
America and stuff, and it was really, really good. And then he came back, and like they'd been gone for like a year, and it was just like, oh yeah, I left that teenage boy unattended for a year, and now he's a heroin addict. And it was real kind of like, it was kind of like they totally changed the, like, it's what really
Tone.
took them out of that cheesy tone, and it was something they did to really break away from that kind of the 40s cheesy tone of like, come along, Speedy, we must stop the bad men, you know, and they took it away from that kind of.
It's almost as
it
if
was what they did
Give me a
to-
second, Roy. Or Oliver.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm High Man. I can't remember your name. I'm Roy. Whoa! Look at all these arrows. This is Geek Ireland's PSA segment. Don't do drugs, kids.
a very special Geek Island.
They'll turn you into a really crappy sidekick character that no one.
But there's some really good stories with them later on when he becomes Arsenal and that kind of stuff.
But like, I loved his story arc in Young Justice, and then there was two of them.
And then New 52 happened. He started wearing a trucker baseball cap.
And
he
started
was in-
having sex with Starfire non-stop.
I've only read Red Hood and the Other Outlaws up to about 6 or 7 episodes, and I lost interest in it. It just was not great.
I mean, like, it wasn't great. I mean, like, there was some
did
nice...
that get cancelled or continue?
No, it's still going.
Oh, unbelievably.
So
No, because you know why? Because it has Batman in it.
Oh yeah.
If Batman is mentioned in anything, that
Because
thing
it's a Batman
goes...
spin-off.
If Batman is mentioned in anything, that thing gets a sales boost.
Well, that was I was listening to a Fat Man on Batman with Scott Snyder there the other day, and it's like
So
an older
interesting.
episode, but he's halfway through. Was it Death in the Family or Death of the Family?
Yeah, that's about a year ago.
And so he
2
was
years ago.
He had just finished Court of Owls, and so he was interviewing him all about that, and he was asking him about like what he's trying to explain to the audiences what happened with the New 52, and Scott Snyder basically just straight up admitted that they decided they weren't going to change anything of Batman really.
Yeah, I'd heard him say that.
And it just made me feel back to the last 34 issues of Green Arrow as like, damn you. It's like, why does Batman get to be untouched and everyone else gets to be
I
screwed
think that
over?
was a choice by Scott.
Yeah, to be
Yeah,
fair,
it
Scott,
was. He said it was
Scott
going
said
to-
he chose to
to be
believe
fair,
that
Green
just
Lantern,
everything happened.
Green Lantern wasn't changed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's caused so much. Green Lantern and Batman, with the writers,
They just had the right writing
writing
team.
it that way. It has screwed up the continuity so much
Yeah.
going forward.
Because Blackest Night did happen,
Yeah.
but then Superman hasn't been Superman as nearly as long as he should have been to have Blackest Night to have actually happened.
all the major characters that come back to life.
Yeah.
Blackest Night couldn't have died.
No.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there are some characters that died in Blackest Night that don't exist.
Yeah.
But I think
it's so
they've kind of
weird.
done it that there was a version of it happened or something, because that was part of what Scott Snyder was saying on that interview, that he's taken, there's all these great stories from Batman over the years, and he's tried to incorporate them into like flashbacks and all that kind of stuff, and saying how they haven't been necessarily happened the exact same way, but he's taken like a lot of influence from them, and okay, so that still happened, and that like for example, Damien still exists and all this kind of stuff, even though in that universe Damien should be about 5, but he's like 12, and so he was saying they've taken a couple of liberties with that.
It was magic.
And then they show things like what do they show? In Red Hood and the Outlaws, they show how sorry, not Damien. Red Hood. Who's Red Hood again? Jason. Jesus. Jason has like a flashback of like when he was a child and when he was like when he was still Robin. No, Robin. When he was still Robin with Batman, and it's just like, how old was Bruce when he became Batman?
Yeah, because
was he 20?
Yeah,
was he like 18 or something? Because these kids, he's had 3 Robins at this point.
Because Dick Grayson is Nightwing, isn't he?
But then Stephanie Brown has only been introduced into the New 52, like in the last year. So how does that work? Because she was also a Robin in between Tim and Damien. It's like how does that even work? I mean, like it's like they've picked and chosen storylines they liked and then incorporated them, and then like because it's Jeff Johns and because it's Scott Snyder, they've allowed them a lot of leeway. Like it's weird because they didn't give they changed the Justice League how they met. It's weird.
I watched Justice League War the other night.
How is it? Because Hugh hates it.
Did you see it?
It's the
pretty
Atlantis thing.
Yeah.
No.
Throne of Atlantis.
No.
Oh,
Throne of Atlantis.
sorry.
Justice League War, which is basically
the precursor, the first
which
one.
is
that has like one of the best designs for Wonder Woman I've ever seen.
It's based on the
Justice League comic.
Justice League
issues 1 to 6.
First New 52.
I'm trying to think what it was called. It wasn't called War. It was
just called Justice League
or something.
With Darkseid and his golden
Darkseid attacks and
monster alien things.
Hey, they're parademons.
Yeah, it was really good, and it's like Cyborg's New 52 origin, which is different. And he's affected by the boom tube technology, radiation.
That's basically how it happens in the comic.
Oh, really? Okay, I wasn't sure. And so he's a lot more, I suppose, almost liquid. He's almost like T-2000 kind of abilities. I mean, he can make guns and stuff. So he's almost like Blue Beetle mixed with like the T-2000 or something.
It's so weird.
It's kind of a weird way.
It is really cool. I was annoyed that they left out Aquaman, but then he gets his own film. So. And
they have that whole, which is great scene at the start, is Green Lantern's in Gotham, and he meets Batman. He's like, Batman, you're real?
Yeah. Like, oh my god! No, when you remember when Green Lantern meets Flash. Oh my god, it's Batman. He's real? Yeah, it's Batman.
Yeah, he's trying to act all cool. The relationship between them is brilliant.
The relationship between Batman and Green Lantern is hilarious in that comic. Because it's just like he's like when Batman takes the ring off. How'd you take that off?
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't paying attention.
Exactly. You should concentrate more. I'm assuming it works on concentration and stuff. But it really shows, which is the stuff which annoys me. I'm going off another thing here. In all the Batman movies, is he's not a very good detective. He doesn't show his intelligence.
No,
like he should be like Sherlock. Like in Sherlock Holmes, Robert Downey Jr. When he's having the fight, he's like weaken the jaw and all that kind of.
That's what Batman should think.
Batman should be done that way, and he has yet to be done that way in the movies.
I'd like to think Batman v Superman will do it that way.
Yeah, I think Ben Affleck will be the genius Sherlock Holmes
detective Batman.
The Beware the Batman cartoon, I think,
was very much
went that way. They played up the detective.
Yeah. They did the same in
the Batman.
In Brave and the Bold as well.
Oh, they did. Yes,
he was very much the clever detective.
That was not given enough. That was not given enough love.
It was
great video game on the Wii. Great side-scrolling.
That was a great show. I actually got to go to San Diego when they were doing their last season, and the D. Bradley Baker and everyone was there.
Brilliant.
He's amazing, and they did an impromptu thing between Aquaman and Batman talking about how the show had been cancelled.
Oh yeah, he's like, hello, your man is Aquaman is hilarious.
Yeah, that's the voice of Bender.
Yeah.
And it's just like they have this little impromptu conversation.
Who just says
the voice of Bender is the voice of Aquaman in
John DiMaggio.
John DiMaggio.
He's also Jake the dog.
He's also
Marcus Phoenix.
He's also Joker.
Yeah.
He's Joker in Under the Red Hood.
Oh,
yeah, he's a brilliant Joker. Really dark.
With Jensen Ackles.
Yeah.
That was a great movie. I must watch that again.
Yeah, I know, me too. Good times.
So to answer our original question, John DiMaggio and Kevin Smith should play Spider-Man.
That would be amazing.
But that was a massive tangent of going off topic. Sorry.
Who cares? But it's just like
Written by Jeff Johns or Scott Snyder, that actually would be amazing.
I can't imagine them writing for Marvel though. No. It's kind of sad because like I don't think we'll ever see anything written in Marvel by those two lads. The last time a DC writer,
Definitely
like a heavy
not
DC writer, wrote Marvel,
Jeff Johns is definitely not,
happened.
because Jeff Johns is involved with the TV shows.
Yeah.
So he's definitely not.
Like the last time a heavy DC writer wrote something for Marvel, Ultimatum happened.
But then again, we didn't expect to see. I suppose that's drawing. It's
John Romita Jr.
Yeah,
that was weird.
They can have him. For all
Do you not like him?
I hate his art. Hate it so much.
Too sloppy.
Oh, it's just so ugly. So ugly.
All right, well, guys, listen. It seems like we're finished now.
What a downer it ended on. Like,
I know, right?
We hate
but you know what? You end them on the downer, you bring them back with a high.
Who would you like as your Spider-Man?
As my Spider-Man?
Jesus. No, I was leaving that as a question to the audience.
Oh, right.
Right. Well, who would you like as your Spider-Man?
Dylan O'Brien.
Yeah.
I think he's funny. I think he's got enough depth. Just don't give him a script like Maze Runner.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll be fine.
I don't know who I'd like. I'm really down on Spider-Man the last few years.
Yeah.
I hate this. I'm not a negative person. I like lots of stuff in
it's
comics.
It's been a negative cast.
I never strictly read Spider-Man, but I read it, like I've read him when he's in New Avengers and stuff, and he's
always
just
quipping.
Otto Octavius. That's who I want to play Spider-Man.
He's just so
Bring
moany.
back Superior.
I always just found him so moany and just an unlikable character.
Yeah.
I never really got why he was so popular.
Because he's the everyman. He's the everyman superhero. Because shit happens to him so much. That's why.
I think we should cut it right there because I'm about to go off on a massive rant about Spider-Man.
Yeah, we should probably leave that for another cast.
We'll do a Spider-Man cast.
About one more day and it's marriage. And, oh God,
that's coming back.
Tumble back into
back.
the clone saga. And let's just not get into that mess right now.
That's all coming back.
Well, isn't it? Marvel are now going to merge
everything,
the Ultimate Universe with
everything.
the regular
but it's not
universe,
just that. That's the biggest thing to merge. But everything is merging now. They're basically picking all their favorite characters from all universes,
different time zones, different eras,
and then they're just going to stick it into the main Marvel universe. So it's going to be so bloated.
So it'll be like Jonah Hex is in modern day Batman.
You realise that's Marvel, that's DC.
I know, but that's what I'm saying, the equivalent.
Oh no, worse than that.
Yeah, worse than that.
Yeah,
because actually Jonah Hex in modern day
they could
Batman
do
would be cool.
They could end up like this won't happen. They could end up with like say Civil War Iron Spider-Man will now be the normal Spider-Man, even though that's it's the same Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Continuity wise, it's all the same Spider-Man
suit,
but it's just a different suit.
Yeah, but this is from what it sounds like that could be the Spider-Man.
Oh, it could go anyway.
Or like,
I mean,
70s Dazzler will be like the new main Dazzler going forward.
Sounds like they're really going out of their way to bring Wolverine back.
Weird example.
Oh my God, that's how they could. That's how they could bring back Wolverine. Oh
no,
God,
that's how they're going to bring back Wolverine.
We'll see.
They've already said they could bring back Gwen Stacy.
No, they've already brought her back in a convincing and original way. Leave it at that. I mean, like everyone loves Spider-Gwen. Leave it at that. Just leave it.
We should just leave
and
the
we'll leave it at
podcast
that. Because unlike Marvel and DC, we know when to cut off.
Do we?
So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Graham.
I've been Shane.
I've been Anthony.
And we love you all. Bye.
Have a geek.